Alright, I just finished up grinding. Hopefully there's enough light to see the joints. I don't want to go in and get the light for the GoPro and reset up. So let's see here. So let's take a look at that joint. I'm actually really happy with how this has turned out. First hour or two of getting into this, I thought this wasn't going to go so well because I started with my Makita belt sander. I think it's 1 1/8 inch, really small. But Works today recommends this, but for a lot of work, and I have used this on some stuff with success. But by the time the radius gets into that corner, I start eating through material, which is unfortunate because this would have been great. I got a little frustrated thinking, oh, I'm gonna have to do this in 2 steps. I'll do the radius on one side and then do a layup, let it cure, go in and clean it up, do the other side. Because if you do it on one side, you're gonna be eating through it, and you need the other flange as like a template. So if that makes sense. It's a little dark, but you can see under here where I've gone through the material trying to grind that out. I messed with that for a while, and then I switched over to this polycarbide abrasive wheel from Harbor Freight, which I've used on a number of jobs for grinding through fiberglass, and it turned out to be absolutely perfect. When this wheel comes in, you can see it's worn in a little bit here, but when it comes in, there's almost a 90-degree edge here. But then by the time I'm a few feet into the boat, it rounded out really nice and gave me a really nice radius on the flange. So I think this is going to go over really well, and that's as far back as I'm going to grind on either side. So I'm about ready to lay up here. I'm going to end up filling in the gaps with epoxy and filler, and then I'm going to lay up 1708 biaxial tape. I only have the 4-inch, and I guess I tried to find something smaller, like a 3-inch. So there's going to be a little bit of waste. But I've got the 4-inch laid up on either side, so it stretches about here to here, give or take. And then we'll have just the flange rebuilt on the outside, because I don't want the seams to be on top of each other. I want them staggered, so that'll work out nicely. I think this is going to be great. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of waste with the tape, so I'll have a lot sticking out either side that I'm just going to sand off. But that is what it is, a little bit of loss. So I don't think I'm going to do a layup tonight. We'll see, it'll probably be tomorrow. Alright, Project Seahorse out. Welcome back to Project Seahorse. I am trying to move forward with a hull to deck joint repair, mostly on the flange on the outside. So I have most of it sanded down and grinded. I think I'm ready to do my fiberglass repair, my layup here. I keep pushing it off, feeling like, oh, maybe I should change how I'm doing this or sand it back a little bit more. But I think overall I just need to go ahead and get started. This is a previous repair from one of the previous owners that's going to be redone. I've gone over why this is not great in a previous video, so moving on from that, I still need to sand this down, so I'm going to do a test layup right next to it. That way, if it ends up not working out as I plan, I can go ahead and sand it down while I'm taking care of that. So if this small piece does work out, I'm going to go ahead and move forward with, I'm going to roll the tape out all the way down, hopefully in one piece, all the way from bow to stern. So we'll wet it out, Then I'll mix up some epoxy and filler, fill in the cracks and divots and pits, and then run tape, the 4-inch wide biaxial tape, all the way down, hopefully in one piece. It's gonna go on, it's gonna be a dry layup, is that the proper term? And then I'm gonna wet it out once it's on here. I guess I'll wet it out in stages a little bit, because if I mix all that epoxy at once, it's gonna end up curing before I get to it. But we'll do small batches and maybe just do one piece all the way down and see how that works out. Assuming that my test piece on the other side works out okay. Here, I'm gonna try to fold it over here, maybe crease it, and hopefully it'll keep its shape.
Is this the same? Got it. I think it's a bad idea. I'm sending it. Okay, let's put it in. See, it's gonna be more likely to stay down. It did on my test piece. I did a very small test piece, and I didn't have issues with it popping up like this at all. I'm hoping. I think it just needs to be wetted out. Am I gonna get lucky, or am I gonna get really mad and sell the boat? Let's find out. You can see it's not cold, but it's cool. You can see it's slow to wet out, and obviously it would be awesome to wet this out first. Do a wet layup rather than a dry layup, but I'm doing a large section, so that's not possible. And that may have been a fatal error on my part. We will find out. And I'm making a mess. I'm very wasteful. I'm in a rush. I advise everyone else to not do what I'm doing. Smaller sections, take your time, don't panic. But right now I'm in a hurry. It looks like it might want to stay. It might stay. It might. It just might stay down. Yeah, it looks like the wet out is staying over there. So let's get this resin heavy here. I don't mind excess dripping off, whatever. The whole boat's getting sanded. If it can just it'll just stay down. My God. Don't fail me. What a disaster. This is a borderline disaster in the making. It'll go down in history as a fiberglass joke. This is embarrassing. I don't know what else to do, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
bye.